Hi, today's topic is networking and how to use this relationship building strategy in your business to generate future income opportunities. It is more cost effective than advertising because it involves more personal commitment than company money. Because while interacting with other people, you exchange information and develop contacts, especially to further your career. In the case of a formal business network, its members may agree to meet weekly or monthly with the purpose of exchanging business leads and referrals with fellow members. To create more brand awareness and exposure, it can help you build your database, increase your referral opportunities, and obviously, it can help you build your team. To complement this business activity, members often meet outside of the circle on their own time to help build more of their one-on-one business relationships with other fellow members. Some of the clubs or meetings may happen over lunch or breakfast or just simply for coffee and exchange ideas or referrals. It may include joining a club like a chamber of commerce, or it may be charities that are of interest to you. It may also have any type of religious organizations or schools. Any volunteer organizations are always great opportunities to meet people. Or other business organizations like LeTip or BNI or meetups. Obviously, we do not want to forget our realtor events where we can network with members of our own business and industry. We will focus today on local community networking, although business networking can be conducted also at large scales via the internet. The steps for successfully using networking in your real estate career are as follows. The first step is to research the networking groups that are of interest to you. It is very important that it is something that you care about, that will help you not only in your business, but it will also contribute to your well-being and your satisfaction. Some of the clubs, for example, that I'm interested in are public speaking, and there are many different groups that can be joined with that. Or if it's charity interest, maybe joining something having to do with cancer organizations or autism or the Rotary Club. If it deals with housing, maybe joining groups that deal with building houses like Habitat for Humanity. There may be interest in travel, nature, environment, culture, or hobbies. It may be a wood carving club or stamp collecting. If you are a member of an alumni or you want to meet with people from high school or college, there are also other events that might have to do with real estate, like brokers meetings or designation classes or investment clubs. There are others like business, as I mentioned before, BNI is a very popular one, or LaTip. The next step is to identify one networking venue that you will focus your attention and energy to. You need to determine what are their meeting times. Is that convenient for you? The frequency. There may be some that meet at night or on the weekends in the morning. Next, determine your desired outcome with your involvement. What is it that you are hoping to accomplish? Next, decide how much time, money, and energy you are planning to spend on that venue. You need to commit enough time to get results. These are the type of activities that are not going to give you results if you only show up to a meeting every 3 to 4 months. You want to be consistent. Step 5 is very important. You want to budget any necessary expenses because there might be dues that have to be paid. Is it monthly or is it annually? Then you want to schedule any events that you are going to attend in your calendar, the weekly meeting or monthly meeting, or any other special events that they might be holding. Next, you want to prepare an elevator speech, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that um, soon. Lastly, track your results. You want to make sure that you are tracking what you are getting from this event. Now, I did a Google search and I found over 800,000 results just by searching North Jersey networking events. So there are definitely many different opportunities for finding something that would be of interest to you. One of the ones that I belong to personally is the Montclair State University alumni, and they have events every single month. And it gives me an opportunity to meet people that went to Montclair State. We already have something in common. So it's a lot easier to start a conversation and get an introduction. Another one, as I mentioned before, is public speaking, and I belong to Toastmasters International. In these networking events, you want to make sure that you are consistent, that you are attending meetings, that you are visible. People will not work with you or refer you if they don't see you. You need to be there. You need to show up. You need to speak up. You want to participate. Volunteer when they're looking for volunteers for any event. Another good opportunity to be visible is to take a leadership role in that club or group. See, the goal is to develop relationships. And anytime you are interacting with the members of your club, you want to make sure that you're focusing on conversations, not sales pitches. You want to listen 80% of the time and speak only 20% of the time. People are not there to be sold. They are there like you to establish relationships, to meet people. Now let's go back to the elevator speech. In your introduction, you want to make sure that you have a short summary of what you do and what is the value that you provide in your business. You want to avoid jargon or words that are only used in the real estate industry. You also don't want to be there selling your listings. The opportunity will come where you might be able to promote your listings, but not when you're first meeting the people in the club. You also want to ask open-ended questions. You want people to know that you are there because you care. You want to get to know them before you try to sell them anything. Of course, it should go without saying that you are going to need a large stack of business cards. It will be probably the most important item in your pocket when you go to the events. If you introduce yourself and you don't have a business card, you're going to miss out on a great opportunity. Some of the open-ended questions you may want to ask are, tell me a little bit about your business. How long have you been in business? What brought you to this group? How long have you been attending meetings here? What type of referrals are you looking for? What other groups like this one do you belong to? Are real estate updates of interest to you? And of course, my favorite one is, may I add you to my database? Because we cannot forget, one of the major reasons for attending these meetings is to increase your database. Now, as you're meeting people, you want to make sure you add them to your database. Now, in the previous class, we discussed putting people into groups or categories. This is the one that will go under networking groups. And you can add all of the people from your network into this particular group so that it's easier to stay in contact with them and send them specific items of interest to them when you are actually following up or sending newsletters or articles of interest. What happens after you return from these meetings that you attend is probably the most important element of success or failure in your networking efforts. Contacts made while attending the meetings will go nowhere if you don't follow up. Be sure to respond promptly to any specific requests. If someone says, yes, I'm interested in real estate, let me know what's going on in the market in my area, make sure you follow up and follow through. But also have a plan in place to nurture new contacts so they have a chance to grow into future opportunities. This is where your contact management system, together with your social networking events or the marketing strategies that you have put into place, can play an important role in your development of your database and increase your opportunities. The real estate business may be about properties, but ultimately it's about people. Making the right connections usually results in more business, whether it's at a small local meeting or a major conference. The fundamental rules still apply. First, you have to do your homework. You need to research what is your best networking option. You want to plan how to make the most out of each event. And you want to consistently follow up on any specific requests and maintain ongoing contact. Obviously, I always have action steps in any of my training. So first, you want to make sure that you are choosing the correct networking group that you will be excited to show up to. You want to join, you want to participate, serve, and track. That is extremely important. You want to make sure to add any new leads to your database and put them in the correct category. You want to ask for business after the initial introduction has been made and you have already entered into a relationship with them. And lastly, follow up. Follow up is extremely important in any event that we attend. Any questions or comments about this or any other webinar may be discussed with your manager or your mentor because they can help you put together a strategy for getting the best out of your events. Thank you for your time and attention, and happy networking.